Just a single punch. I figured for sure she was going to get a couple dozen in. Did she just send her to outer space? Maybe there will actually be some progression with these two by the end of this episode. It's kind of feeling like they have to confront their feelings here, which is more than you would expect, given how he's acted up to this point. Oh, she goes. Yo, we actually got some progress. Well, I'll be damned. They had it in them this whole time, and I didn't believe in them. Like, I think most people probably expected it would have continued to be a will they... And I'm not saying they still won't have that element to it. You can't really deny that they don't have love at this point, right? The love might have been short-lived, but we still got there in the end, even if divorce happened a lot quicker than expected, you know? Oh my god, this fucking guy. He's too good. This dude is a master at instigating. Did she just kill the prince? That's insane work, bro. Not only did she fucking shoot the goddess into the stratosphere, that might be the most intense divorce arc I've ever seen. You know what to do. You got this far in video. Slap that like, share, support, subscribe. If you're new around here and you know Patreon's where you're going to catch my full live reactions, all some more, which also helps fund the channel and videos just like the one you're watching. So, this face right here of Scarlet, man. You would say, okay, yeah, she probably beat the shit out of Julius. She probably beat the shit out of the goddess. And while that's all technically true, they also did something in this episode that is a double whammy that I personally felt like Scarlet punched me into the stratosphere. So we actually got progression with Julius and Scarlet's relationship. She actually admits her feelings of love. And you say, damn, okay, we got a kiss, we got progression. That's all well and good, but I think it wouldn't be wrong to say we not only experienced the wedding day, we experienced the divorce and the funeral all in one fucking episode. And if you don't believe me, this man... So, she comes to the realization this could have been a big old ploy to force her to admit her feelings a little earlier than she ever would like to, which honestly, if it was on her timeline, she probably would have never. Bro, in the face of her getting ready to swing, says, ooh, make sure you tilt that head next time. You don't want to bump noses. Listen, I've made the joke before and I'm going to make it again. You know the memes of being like, hey, if you ever see me being screamed at by a hot goth woman, just leave me be. I'm exactly where I want to be. He is the embodiment of that meme. But here's the thing. You would say, oh, but why do you say he was punched into outer space? That's why. She not only did this to the goddess, which you have to assume, even if these characters are getting their heads shattered into the ground and no blood coming out. I'm not saying their bodies aren't built different, but until we see a season 2, it is completely on us to accept the fact that Julius might have died here. She launched that fool into outer space, and unless he has some iron-cladded lungs, how the f... What was this episode, bro? She did this not once, but twice. And like I said, in any other isekai, having your MC, like, admit their feelings of love, and you're like, damn, this is some progression. You don't see this every day. But then to immediately rip it away from the viewers and probably have everyone collectively come out saying, you know what, Scarlet, that was satisfying as hell. You built up the romance only to tear it down and give us the funeral all in one fucking go. What a wonderful show, man. I mean, the whole goddess storyline's interesting to me because I think they honestly tied this up as best they could. You essentially resolved the goddess stuff. Now, do I think the goddess and her probably going to come back? Yeah. Especially if you did the same thing to Julius. I mean, she does have a lot of princes to choose from, to be fair. But, you know, the thing I'm interested in is, would she make another body, another isekai person? Could we assume she's dead? You know, I get how she got manipulated. This is a girl who really just was always picked on and pushed back against society, throwing her into this all-powerful role. Anyone who pushes against me, I finally have the power to push back. You see where she's coming from, and if you've watched my videos on stuff like Fruits Basket or latest Twisted Wonderland, trauma explains, it never excuses. So I understand why she is this way, but it doesn't excuse her abusive and shitty behavior, but it definitely explains. I'm interested where the goddess will go because she clearly is going to continue to mess around and find out. but it was satisfying. They really tied it all together, especially with characters like her. You know, the fact that the Pope, right, the little fat ugly bastard, you know, who was trying to say she's a phony, she's a fake. I mean, when you see her do magical blessings that confirm who she is, it's pretty obvious who's getting arrested. It certainly isn't going to be her. It's going to be this son of a bitch. Though I have to admit, some of the freeze frames in this show have been glorious. So this shot in particular, she froze time. And I thought for sure we were going to JoJo aura, you know, because essentially her current form, she might be able to last like 10 minutes. The power of a goddess is in a mortal body. You can't control that forever. It's going to destroy you. She's like, I don't have time for that. Freezes time, does one uppercut, and blasts her into the atmosphere. I've seen a lot of shit watching Isekai in my time, but I've never seen a speedrun into marriage, divorce, and funeral all in one. Nor did I expect to see the all-powerful goddess get blasted off like their Team fucking Rocket, bro. This girl had the time of her life beating up people, and there's many of questions I have. What's wrong with her? How many screws are loose? Should everyone feel scared being around her? But at the end of the day, this was satisfying. The worst part of this show was sometimes its production. Like, a lot of times you could tell the production was struggling. A lot of still frames, a lot of just like, you would hear punching sound effects, but it wouldn't actually be moving. But you know what? If you watch more than a couple of shows a season that are not just like the absolute best produced things, it's no different than your average run-of-the-mill fantasy show. And, you know, the thing about this show is that it had a very good art style, so even when it was freeze frames, they always did some fun things with it, right? And I mean, I think the whole confession scene was actually really touching. I should have seen it coming that it would lead into some sort of violence where we wouldn't keep it completely romantic, because you gotta have the chaos, especially in future arcs. But I think they did everything they needed to leave it off satisfying, and honestly, if they never gave us a season 2, I won't have considered this wasted or I need to go read the source material. I'm pretty satisfied with what they delivered. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of buzz about this show for about a year before it popped up, and really all I knew was that we had an MC who was going to really enjoy punching people, and they absolutely delivered on that. But at the same time, they also delivered more characterization than I was expecting, not only just for her, but like the Saint stuff. And, you know, I still really like the story with the whole like, hey, like I made a deal with the enemy because I was just trying to keep my people safe, and then she found a way to do redemption. And to be honest, it felt like they tied up every loose end they needed to, but you obviously see how the story continues past here, which a lot of these shows don't have this satisfying of an ending, and honestly it kind of flexes why having 13 episodes was really good for this show, because had it been 12 episodes, where they would have had to condense other things would have felt a lot more cramped, a lot less fleshed out than they did it. I don't know, man. Like, this was a really great show, but I definitely feel like I've been getting spoiled lately because I'm so used to things at least having one of the shows I watch a day when it airs. Like, when it all finishes and it ends, I'm like, oh, okay, you know. Season 2 announcement, but both backstabbed in Backwater Dungeon, and may I ask for one final thing? No Season 2 announcements, but I hope they get it. Let me know what you thought down below. Very satisfying finale for me, but your thoughts. Drop a like, share, support, subscribe if you're new around here, and you know what, Patreon, full live reactions and exclusives. Like, hey, I love to give video shoutouts to my patrons, because without them, these videos wouldn't be possible. Alright, so today we got Shadow, Armana, Joanne, Devil May Carter, Saint Liam, Lady Killdragon, Matthew Pizarro, Kaku, AI740, and we also have Sheen 1815. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.